Can I throw into the mix, which I think is a small piece, but maybe you think it's a bigger piece? Janet Yellen called the failure of FTX last week a Lehman moment in crypto. I don't know if you think that's contained and doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a symbol of something larger that's happening in the economy?
Crypto is a complete sideshow, okay? And you guys spend too much time on it, and I've made my views perfectly clear about crypto tokens are like pet rocks. And there's people hyping this stuff up. That doesn't mean blockchain is not real.
Right.
That doesn't mean smart contracts won't be real or Web 3.0. But cryptocurrencies that don't do anything, I don't understand why people spend any time. But I don't think she meant it's a Lehman moment. I think she meant it's a Lehman moment
for crypto. Yes.
But crypto is worth $1 trillion. The other thing the American public should look at when you look at crypto, if you look at all the buying and selling, so Bitcoin's worth like under $1 trillion today, and we're not even sure that's a real market, by the way. There's 20 to 30 billion of ransomware a year that we know about, 20 to 30 billion of exchange costs that we know about, lots of AML, anti-terrorism financing, tax avoidance, sex trafficking. And why we allow this stuff to take place? And I think, the regulators that beat up on banks should maybe focus a little bit more on things like crypto.
All those things were doing pretty well before crypto, but
they've mitigated to the easiest place.
But it was what crypto's about 2% of the.
I know.
Let me ask you this, and this is what might keep me up at night. So wage price spirals. The labor market's different, and there's one-offs, and there's pandemic, and there's participation rate, and their skill sets aren't matched with what's going on. But is a wage price spiral possible? Is that possibly in the cards? What happened back in the? We talked about it in the Volcker years. What was the real underlying cause that got us to a 13.5% mortgage rate? What is that ever going to happen again?
That before you got to 13%, you had year after year after year of letting inflation get out of control. This is, I think, the Fed has moved. We can all say a day late and a dollar short, but they moved pretty quickly. But we had $6 trillion of fiscal stimulus over a 2-year period. You're not going to have $6 trillion of spending of money, which is very different than quantitative easing, which is the Fed buying bonds, and not have some kind of inflation.
But what else happened back then, besides the energy crisis? What did we print a lot of money? I was alive, but I wasn't following
the Vietnam War. Lots of printing. Didn't pay attention to prices going up over an extended period of time. So inflation started like in 1972. And you're talking about, and it didn't hit the similar. It didn't hit the peak until 1982.
And we're not on the cusp of some similar.
I think we're coming out of COVID. I think that the Fed, the central banks have been, quite aggressive recently.
So it's transitory. The central bank in the U.S., the dollar is super strong.
Yeah.
There is some concern that becomes sort of a doom loop, meaning great for the U.S. in certain ways, but you think about all the multinational clients of yours and what that means in all these other markets.
They're raising rates.
I think
right, but the balance is out of whack with all the other central banks. That's sort of the issue.
Yeah, but that's just interest rates and currencies adjusting. So if you have the strongest economy, you're probably going to have the strongest currency. And that is a given. And I'm not worried about what it does to multinationals. I would be much more worried what it does to developing countries.
No question. But then it has that impact. That's what they call it.
Yes, no, I added that as one of the risks is the higher dollar rates and higher dollar effect on the emerging markets around the world. And we should be very careful about that. And I would add to that, by the way, I think America needs to do a better job on development finance, diplomacy, helping some of these countries. I just took a trip around Latin America, and when we talk about China and trade, they basically say to you things like, well, what's the alternative? You guys aren't down here. You're not doing some of the stuff for us. Your countries aren't investing in foreign direct investment. So we need to do a lot to get our hands around that. And as Bob, I think the United States military is the most amazing institution ever. But Bob Gates often talks about it needs, the orchestra of power is not just the military. It's also development finance, diplomacy, communication, telling the story about the extraordinary capabilities of America. I mean, we should be doing a little bit more of that, too.